Hi there, it's Sheree from Sheree'sCraftGirls.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today my project is this lovely little box that contains 4 Ferrero Rochers. It's a really good size box. I mean, you could fit plenty of things in there, but I just happened to pop 4 Ferrero Rochers in there. And this box was made in the Emerald Envy, and I used the stamp set Peaceful Pines, and this also comes with a matching Peaceful Perfect Pines framelit set, and on there you have all the trees, the lights, the star, the baubles, the present, the little pot to stand the tree in. It's just a fantastic duo. I really like that. So to make that, I'm going to use Whisper White, and you need 2 pieces. One is an A4 piece, so that's 11 3/4 by 7 1/2. And to make the other sheet, I literally popped it on my trimmer. It's 11 3/4, and I just came down to 1/16 of an inch there, and on this 7 1/2 I took it to the 7 1/2 and literally again came down to 1/16 of an inch, and that should fit perfectly. So taking the measurements, the scoring measurements are exactly the same, and I've gone ahead and stamped it, and I've used this one, Oh Christmas Treats, and I've used the presents and the little baubles, and this is in Pear Pizzazz, Wisteria Wonder, Cherry Cobbler, Blushing Bride, Dapper Denim, I think, and So Saffron, and they're the colours that I chose. But you can use whatever colour you like. There's so many to choose from. So, taking your scoring tool and pop your long side at the top, and you're going to score at 1 1/2, 3, 9, and 10 1/2. Turn, so the short side is at the top, and you're going to score 1 1/2, 3, 4 1/2, and 6 inches. And you're going to do exactly the same on your smaller piece. So that's 1 1/2, 3, 9, and 10 1/2. Turn it round, and you're going to do 1 1/2, 3, 4 1/2, and 6. That's the scoring out of the way. So grab your bone folder and burnish your score lines. You can do that on both pieces. Let's pop that on silent. You could do that on both your lid and the base of your box. So again, go ahead and what have I done there? That seems awfully long, doesn't it? Let's just check that. 1 1/2, 3, 4 1/2, and 6. 1, I know what I've done. I haven't cut it down to 7 1/2 inches. left it at the 11 3/4, but I haven't cut it down to 7 1/2. And that now should, that looks better, doesn't it? There we go. So carry on folding and burnishing our score lines now that we've got the correct measurements. That's all our folding and burnishing done. And the cutting is exactly the same on both pieces. So you can either use your snips or your big scissors. I like the big scissors because they're nice and wide there. So I'm going to cut up the longer side, and you cut up the first 2 score lines to the second score line. Remove your first 2 squares, rectangle, and then just the top of the next one, and just notch in just a little bit on either side, and notch the top of a big rectangle, notch this side, but cut down the score line to the second score line, and repeat that. Take away your rectangle and your top square, and notch just a little piece. You don't need a huge amount of, it's just so it folds nicely. Come completely round to the opposite side and cut up those 2 score lines to the second score line, and remove your rectangle and your top square, and again notch into your square just a little piece, and your top rectangle, whoops, right to the corner, notch into here and down to your second score line, and your second score line there, removing your rectangle and your top square, and just, oops, I haven't got enough fingers, notch into the square just ever so slightly. That's that one. And do exactly the same on the other one. So up your first, on the long side, up your first score line and up your second score line. Remove your rectangle and remove your square, and notch the remaining square. Notch your top of the rectangle, cut down that score line, notch your rectangle, down that score line, and remove and take away the top rectangle there, and notch either side, turn it round, come up your 2 score lines, remove your rectangle and your top box, and notch your square, notch your rectangle at the top, notch to your first score line but cut to your second score line, remove your rectangle and remove your square, and notch that one as well. just notch, and there we are. Cutting is all done. So now we're just going to get some fast fuse or whichever adhesive you prefer to use, and just on the pattern side of your box, just glue your corners and make a box as you would normally. So aligning your corners so they all nicely meet up, like so. And now you can glue these ones if you want. I just tend to tuck those in and run some fast fuse or a sticky strip or whatever adhesive you're using along that edge. Pop him in, and the same that edge, and pop him in. There, beautiful, beautiful box. I'm not sure which one's the top and which one's the bottom now. I think that's probably the top. And do exactly the same here. So with the pattern facing up, put some adhesive on your tabs. And construct your box as you would normally. Aligning your corners nice and neatly, like so. Then, oops, making sure they're stuck, pop the two ends in and put some adhesive on your long flap. As I say, you don't even have to put adhesive on here if you don't really want to. It just, I think, holds it down just a little bit firmer. And now let's see which ones. Oh, which one's which? Yes, that's that one. And that should just slide over the top, like so. There we are. Beautiful, beautiful box. What I did though, for ease of opening, I just cut my finger. Got a 3/4 inch punch, and about halfway, just try and centralise it, and just punch two little thumb holes, like so. And there we have your beautiful Ferrero Rocher little box. And because you have the thinlits with this stamp set, I stamped the tree and then I cut it out with a thinlit, and I think that makes a beautiful little tag to pop onto. So using a glue dot, I think, would be best. I'm just going to pop on the back of the ribbon a couple of glue dots, just to hold that in the corner, and you could write your little message on the side there. And I think that's really quite sweet. I'm just going to pop another glue dot. Doesn't want to come off, it wants to stay attached, just to hold them in place. Isn't that super? A lovely, good sized gift box, and nice sturdy sides, which I think is important when you're putting little gifts in. You don't have to have the bit that folds over the bits that go inside. By all means, you don't have to. I just think it strengthens the box, and there you have a lovely gift box with some Ferrero Rochers or whichever gift you'd like to put inside it. Thank you for watching my video. Please come again, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, take care. Bye.